Hey guys, welcome back to Ben's Got Your Back, and today we're going to talk about the groin or the adductor muscles, how people look at them, what they're actually used for, and how you can strengthen your adductor muscles to improve the health of your back. Start with some anatomy here. So we have groin muscles, they're right here. They're also called adductor muscles, and people are typically taught that the function of the adductor muscles is to bring the leg in toward the midline, which is also known as adduction. So people go to the gym and they'll sit down on machines like this and they'll get pads here and they'll push their legs in together and focus on squeezing their legs together, because that is bringing your legs in toward the midline. They get all sore here, tired, they think they've done a great workout. So here's the problem with that way of thinking about the adductors. Yes, our adductors can bring our legs together, but 99.9% of the time, that's not what our adductors are actually for. And to understand what they're for, we need to back up and talk about human movement for a second. So the way our bodies are designed is for walking and running. It's for locomotion, gait. So when I am walking here, you can see that most of the time is spent with one leg off the floor. And so our bodies need to be designed to support ourselves on one leg. And that's what our adductors do in concert with other muscles. They allow us to stand on one leg. So more specifically, here's how it works. So if I bring my left leg up here, the adductors on this side work together with the abductors on this side to stabilize this hip. So essentially what you have is you have the adductors pulling this way and you have the abductors pulling this way, and it creates this this effect where the leg is stable, right? Because you have one thing pulling in that direction and another thing pulling in this direction. Two forces equal each other, zero out, so you can be stable on this leg. On the other side, you need another muscle to help out this equation. So if you've ever had pain in your lower back right here, in the side, a lot of people get that. That muscle in there is called your quadratus lumborum. Now, how does your QL enter this equation? So if I'm standing on this leg, if my lower back can't hold my pelvis up, I'll fall out this way. So that's what the QL is for. It basically holds this side of my pelvis up so that I don't fall down this way. Similarly, if my adductors are not doing their job when I stand on this leg, I will topple over this way. And that is why the adductors are so important and how they're related to spinal health. So when people go to the gym and they do all those exercises that squeeze their legs in together, yes, they're using those muscles, yes, they're getting hypertrophy, but here's the problem. Because they're not actually using the adductors the way they are designed to move in real life, you're not going to get better performance results and better injury prevention out of those kind of exercises. So how do we train the adductors? Well, it's really simple. Any exercise that emphasizes one leg is going to train your adductors. And what we're going to want to do in a great training program is we're going to start with single leg exercises that are fairly simple, easy and accessible in a controlled, stable environment. And then we're going to make it more and more unstable so that you continue to challenge that system with your adductor, abductor, and opposite QL. So I'm going to show you what a couple of those would look like today. And there's many ways of progressing this. I'm just going to show you a couple ways. So one of my favorite exercises to give people when they start are different lunge variations. So one of them is a regression of a lunge called an up-down. So basically I come down, down, up, and up. And you can see that there's this moment where I'm stepping up, where I actually have to be balanced on that front leg. And for that small amount of time, I have to be balanced on that front leg. My adductors have to work to keep me stable. From there, where do you go? You can go on to doing a full-on lunge, right? So this time the knee is not going to hit the ground. I come up and I have to be more stable on that front leg, which is going to fire the adductor more. From there, I can even come into single leg balance. Now I'm even continuing to challenge the adductor more on that front leg. And then from there, what I love to do with folks is move on to marching variations. So marching is just what it sounds like. We got one leg up and then the other leg up, right? Here's the cool thing. We can start to load the upper body in more dynamic and challenging ways. And when we do that, we're putting more stress on the system that involves the adductor. So we're going to get more and more performance out of the equation. So you might do things like an around the world march, or a lift and chop march, or a front loaded march, or a front loaded max march, or an overhead press march. And as you become more stable in the easier versions, you can move on to the more difficult versions. And this is true adductor training that's going to build your back, and you're going to get real results out of this training because you're training as the body is designed to move, and your nervous system can actually do something with the information you're giving it. So I hope that's helpful. Please like, comment, and subscribe below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.